Wow.
I told you about sentence paragraphs, didn't I?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Saves on the ink toner.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Saves on the hand of arthritic fingers.
Exactly.
You're so right. You're so, well, I expect to get that done for you. Now, what I need from you, however, before I can really get going, you need to identify the counties you want to be compared to.
We can do that right now. We have a Mako book, if you guys wanna do that, and then shoot you an email with what we come up with, if that
Okay.
works.
Oh, okay, fine, I'll write them down so you have them in the mindset.
Do you wanna do that? Can you share our books?
I know I'd wanna talk with Wayne, you know, to get some of, you know, cause each one's gonna be different. Because, I mean, some aspects of our county are busier than others. So, like for example, our road department, we're a recreation station, so to speak.
Mhm.
So when you talk about maybe Rosebud or something like that, where they don't have the recreation, our road department's a little busier because they're dealing with more traffic on the roads and things like that. So
Mhm.
I would like to get to talk with them a little bit to figure that out.
Okay.
Um,
Your comparables for the treasurer's department, clerk and recorder, and most of the other departments would be most comparable with most of your counties other than the large ones.
right,
But in that area, you have rural fire, you know, you got issues there.
yeah.
You don't have a brand inspector like Rosebud had,
Yeah.
the only one in the state of Montana. It was an interesting job description to put together, I can tell you. And it turned out to be only 1.5 pages. But you have a weed department, and so most of those kind of things are comparable with
Right.
most of the counties. But rural fire, probably, how many volunteers do you have on that?
I'm not sure.
Now, is the
There is-
fire chief full-time, part-time, volunteer? Or
Full-time.
full-time? Okay, and then the others are all volunteers, most of the others. Okay, so that may not be too much different from most counties.
Sure.
But yes, your road department may be, although for that work that they do, mileage is most of the issues that you'd have to deal with, comparable mileage and coverage with that. Rosebud County isn't particularly different from the other counties because they got a lot of roads in that county.
Sure.
And they are doing it with fewer and fewer people because of Colstrip's incorporation,
Right,
and with half,
yeah.
maybe 15 to 8, or 20 something to 8 or 10.
When we've had department heads in the past come to us with market adjustment requests, depending on the department, they have comparable counties they look at. I would imagine Wynn would look at the market area.
Mhm.
Road would look at similar sized
Mhm.
counties for
Mhm.
road mileage.
Mhm.
Clerk and recorder would look at similar sized counties for
Mhm.
population.
Mhm.
So that would all be contained in our Mako book, so maybe Monday, we can go ahead and take some time in our meeting.
Why don't
that'll
you
give
do
us some
this
time
then?
to talk.
On Monday, so you don't take any more time today out of your day, on Monday, put together the letter and with the identified counties. And
Yeah.
with the notice to proceed check. And actually, is there anything else I need from you right away? And then you can get the job descriptions to me over the time that you get the schedule.
And the Mako salary survey.
Yeah, Mako
which would be-
survey.
Yeah,
Mhm. And then when you get the schedule, give me a call, we can make sure if there's any things we need to adjust, what have you, as far, send me a draft of it or something, then we can go back and forth on that. That makes sense? And I'll probably end up putting you in my quick file on the cell phone, huh? As a contact. You're not sure about that.
Okay.
But I need those things prior to that. I would like to have the job description and the schedule at least a week ahead of the schedule on those days, if those days are still okay. It may be that you may want to slide it a week, I don't know. You can check that out, we can work that out. But I'll need to have a week ahead, because I want to review them all before I talk with the people. I reviewed some, but not all. So, So we'll probably, maybe, cut down some of your, number of your job descriptions. We did that in Rosebud County, cut down something like 70, 80 job descriptions down to about 50 some.
That would be great, I mean, anything we can,
Well, you
streamline,
see, there are
just
a lot
saves
of-
everybody time.
There are a lot, like in the treasurer's and clerk and recorder's office, there are so many similarities, but there are distinct differences that you put in there. And so when people cover for one another, they are asked to do the other person's job in the absence of a person. And so you need to recognize that in a job description. Otherwise, you're not doing them justice.
Yeah,
Now, if you noticed in the Rosebud one, there were some that were way under the classification. And what you do with those, you have a period of time to bring up, you utilize your COLA, in there. For instance, if the COLA says 40 cents an hour, and you're under 50 cents an hour, then the COLA plus 10 cents. And bring them into the bottom of their grade. Or if some of them, I think we had one that was almost $2 under there in Rosebud County. You can do that over a period of time, but it must be a scheduled time, consistent over a period of time, not just half-stance. It needs to be a consistent type of thing on that. If they're over, yes, it's frozen at that top. You may find some like that. And you'll notice I have a range that I use between grades and range of the grades. And those are pretty standard, but I have to work at it to make sure that it covers your people. Make sure they're within the matrix. Okay, anything else? Any other questions? Chris?
we do have,
In these comparables, are you taking into consideration the per capita income of, the average income of Broadwater County taxpayers as compared to?
No, the comparables are comparables between positions, not within the community itself.
So it's like, never mind that we're like number 38 in average annual income?
No, and get into that becomes a very difficult thing for the county commissioners to handle. It really does.
Oh, yeah, for the taxpayers to handle.
Yes, it is. You're right. That's exactly right. As an example, the city of Colstrip, the wages there in the city of Colstrip are way different than they are any other place. But the people who are working there may not be. But to get somebody to work for them in the city, it's a much higher rate. So to make a comparable there is very difficult because it is an isolated community. To get people with certain certifications or skills to work for the city. As an example of water and wastewater treatment. They have to go through quite a few certifications to get that. To get them to come down, the work in Colstrip has to have a wage that doesn't allow that. Because the cost of living down there is very difficult. Those are some ideas. But that's probably something the commissioners probably could not address. That's a hard one to do, very hard.
thank you again.
Okay, thank you. Thanks again for coming in on Friday.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
And thank you for driving on a Friday.
Hey, I brought my helpmate, my secretary, one of the associates with me. She's reading right now. Keeps me company.
Nice.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dick. Pleasure to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
Thank you very
Yep.
much. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thanks for.
Appreciate it. We'll be working with you.
Thank you.
All right, is there anything else for the good of the order? See, we lost one commissioner, so we will go ahead and officially adjourn this meeting at 12:45.
All right.
Thanks again for taking a minute, appreciate it.
Can I get a copy of the?
Yes. Do you wanna just make copies?
I can make copies.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to us, but maybe,
You guys are welcome.
I'll go ahead.
yeah, and maybe as you go, Bill, as you go, maybe. So, then if they have a question, you're not paying for something, the service isn't.